What's going on, YouTube? It's Tyler, and today I'm going to talk about ghost orders. Zoinks! Zoinks is right. Ghost orders can impact your acceptance rating and your earnings as a whole. From you getting dispatched an order that never went off on your phone, or it went off and by the time you hit view order, it just doesn't show up and you're wondering, why did this order just disappear like a ghost? Now you will pay! Some of you may get these ghost orders only once a month or something like that, but those of you that are getting it more often, there's some solutions that I may have for you that may help you prevent these ghost orders. Now, about a year ago, a driver on my market discovered a cause of these ghost orders, and it only happens on certain internet providers. In State College at the time, we had Comcast, and for some reason, if you signed on your shift on Wi-Fi, once in a while, you would not get the orders. They would come in, but they would never show up on your app. The guy had some tech background and tried explaining it to me. I didn't get it all. Essentially had to do with the porting and routing of internet and stuff like that. In a nutshell, I was getting ghost orders, and I noticed, yeah, I was on Wi-Fi before my shift started to save my data. And as soon as I stopped going on Wi-Fi, the ghost orders disappeared. Now, I moved to the Lehigh Valley, and I still go on Wi-Fi before my shift, and I've never had a problem with ghost orders. So as I mentioned, I think it's only with certain ISPs that cause the ghost orders with the way they route or port certain things. That may be a cause of your ghost orders. Recently, I discovered another cause of these ghost orders. I had the Samsung Galaxy for about 2.5 years and it finally gave out on me. Not completely, just the speaker went out, but I decided, hey, let me just get another phone temporarily in the meantime while I get the other Galaxy. I used this kind of cheap LG that was having problems switching between cell sites. So whenever I was driving around town and I had to go from one tower to another, there would be a little delay and it'd kind of get confused and stuff like that. And I was getting a bunch of ghost orders, but I didn't realize it because my phone's display wasn't on, so I couldn't see, the no service sign, or that spinning wheel that you get on GrubHub that shows that it's trying to connect but doesn't connect. So your cell phone service can have an impact on causing these ghost orders as well. If you have an old Android phone, I'd recommend upgrading it. And if you have Sprint, I would just get rid of Sprint altogether. They're kind of a joke. Sprint is the only cell service that just doesn't innovate and doesn't care about their customers. I had them for about a week and I had no service pretty much anywhere. And this seems to be a trend throughout the country. They just don't care because they target people with lower income and they can't afford Verizon, AT&T. So it's like, what are you gonna do? Deal with our crappy service. You get half the service for half the price. So if you have Sprint and you notice you have connection problems, look into an alternative like Cricket Wireless. They start only about $30 a month and they go off AT&T's towers. Another thing that may be causing ghost orders for some of you is if you have a slower phone and you're doing too much on it at once. Certain phones have faster processors than others, and some can handle going on the GrubHub app, using your GPS, streaming Spotify, using the Bluetooth, the occasional Snapchat, but others just can't handle it all. And so what these slower phones will do is kind of get rid of some of that background data that's going on, and it might be the GrubHub app. So if you're using too much on your phone at once and it kind of sees, oh, you're not really on GrubHub, it'll just kind of like ignore that, and that will give you some ghost orders. As I said, not all smartphones are the same. They may be considered smartphones, but there are entry-level smartphones, mid-range smartphones, and high-end smartphones. And entry-level smartphones just can't handle all of the background tasks. Finally, some of you may think you're getting ghost orders when you actually aren't, that you open up your app and you see a new order, but you didn't hear your cowbell go off and you say, oh, it's a ghost order. It may just be that your phone's volume is too low. So one thing you can do is make sure you have your phone's volume turned all the way up prior to your shift, and make sure you're not blasting the stereo at the same time, to the point that if you do get an order, you can hear it go off and you don't miss it thinking it's a ghost order.
This is the end of the mystery. Well, if it isn't our old friend
GrubHub. So hopefully these tips are helpful to you if you are dealing with ghost orders. If you know of any other possible cause of these ghost orders, feel free to leave in the comments section. Subscribe to my channel for more GrubHub updates and have an awesome day.